This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have seen about HTML and CSS. The main use of going with HTML is to develop static web pages. Static means no interaction from the user end. When you click on submit button, some code should get executed internally. That is not possible with HTML. It's only for presentation purpose. So in order to add dynamic content to our web page, we make use of JavaScript. You can see JavaScript is used to develop client-side dynamic web pages. So the meaning of client-side is like the application will be running on the client machine, means browser only. On the client browser only, the application will be running. That's the reason the name has come client-side dynamic web pages. One more use of JavaScript is used to do client-side validations. So the meaning of validations are like, so checking whether the user input is valid or not. So we have to, before we submit the form and once we give the data to the server to process the data, we have to validate the user input, like checking whether the name should not be empty, password should not be empty, age should be between 18 and 60, like that. Some checkings if you want to do, that only we call validations. So I want to do that validation on the browser end only before we send the data to the browser. For that also we can use JavaScript. So how to do these validations I'll discuss when we come to servlets. Then how to include this JavaScript code, including JavaScript code in HTML. For this we go with HTML. In between head section, using script tag, we can include the JavaScript code. So in between this, we can write the JavaScript code. Or we can even go with the body section. Using script tag, we can write the JavaScript code. So the script tag can be in head section or body section. So suggested to go with head section because head will get loaded prior to body section. Here we are having one important statement related to JavaScript, that is JavaScript is object environment scripting programming language. So the meaning of object environment means comes with predefined objects. It comes with what? Predefined objects. And one of the predefined object is document. One of the predefined object is what? Here document, which contains a method write, which goes with a method write. And the use of this document.write is it is used to display messages or the value of variables or both onto the browser screen. If you want to display some message or value of variable or both on browser screen, we use this document.write. So similar to system.out.println in Java. Like example, you can say document.write hello world. The message should go in double quotes. And here also every statement should end with semicolon, and JavaScript is case sensitive scripting language. Means there is a difference between uppercase and lowercase. Now, let us understand with the complete code. AS1.html, open Visual Studio Code, create a new text file. Let us save this file in our folder. I have created a folder JavaScript. In that, let me save the file js1.html. Now, next section, in between next section, we use script tag to write the JavaScript code. So we want to display a message on browser. So we'll say here document dot write hello world. Okay. Now see, when we open in browser, we are getting see the message hello world. Now I want in this content, what are the content you are displaying on browser? I want to do some presentation. So whenever you want to present the data, we have to use HTML. Means in JavaScript, I want to include HTML tags. How to include is you can say document dot write. The HTML tag should go in between double quotes. What are the HTML tags you want to use? That should go in between double quotes of document dot write. So you can see welcome to JavaScript. Right now, see the result. We're getting say welcome to JavaScript. Now I want to do some styling. If you want to do styling, which tag we can use? Style tag. So for style H3, we'll say color as red. Now see, once we do the styling, once we refresh, we are getting see this color in red color. The text color is coming in red color. Clear the first example, all of you? Any questions? Right? Now, we are having one more predefined object console. Console which contains the method log. It is used to display messages or the value of variables or both onto the console screen. Onto the console screen. This console screen is not related to the end users. So this is related to the developer end. So the main use of this console.log is like I want to make some checkpoints. I want to make some log points whether some code has been executed properly or not. So whether function has been invoked properly or not, whether function called successfully or not, that such type of log messages we want to do, that we do by using console.log. Function invoked successfully, like this. Some messages you can use. Let us understand with the program js2.html. Let me save it as js2.html. In between each section, we use script tag. So you can use console.log. And you can go with some message function invoked successfully. Once it enters into the function, this message will be coming. So such type of log messages we can do by using console.log. But this type of messages we don't want to display on the browser to the end users. So this is to the developer end. Now see how to see the console messages. Right click and say open in browser. See, nothing will get displayed in the browser. Then how to see console screen is we have to right click and say inspect. Right click and say inspect. Here you can see console tab. Here you can see console tab. If you click here console, you can see our messages. So this is to the developer end, right? Coming to the next concept here, data types. JavaScript is loosely typed scripting programming language. Loosely typed. Loosely typed means coming to C, C++, Java, .NET, all these are strongly typed. We are having different data types like int, float, char, double like that. But in the case of JavaScript, we are not having such data types. So how to declare variable is like we use let keyword, let n, let name, let flag like this. So, but how to know the data type? All are same. How to know the data type here? Based on the value, it is going to decide the data type. If I in variable, if you store 10, a numeric value, then now n is number data type. Based on the value of the variable, it is going to decide the data type. In name, if you store some name within double quotes or single quotes, then this name is string data type. And in flag, if you store some value like true or false, then flag is Boolean data type. Based on the value of the variable, it is going to decide the data types. Based on the value of the variable, it is going to decide the data type here. Now, let us understand with the program js3.html. Look, Vinay. Let us go with the new text file. Save it. js3.html. Now, HTML section how to write JavaScript code, we have to use script tag here. And whenever you want to declare a variable, you can select n equal to some text. Let name equal to some name within double quotes or single quotes. Now I want to display the value of these variables. Whenever you want to display the value of these variables, we can use what? Document.write. Document.write, you can say n equal to the value of n. See the symbol? This is message and this is variable. The joining symbol between message and variable is same like Java, concatenation symbol plus here. So say document.write. I want to break the line, so we use brcat to break the line and say name equal to the value of name. See, when we open in browser, we get the value of your variables here. Right? Now, coming to the next important topic here, dialog boxes. Dialog boxes. Let us understand using a diagram. We are having three types of dialog boxes. We are having three dialog boxes. First one is alert. So when you go with alert, it is going to display a dialog box. It displays a dialog box with a message to the user. Just a message to the user, like example, welcome, and only one button, OK. Just it's only information to the user. Only to display some information to the user, we go for alert. Next, we are having confirm. So when you go with confirm, it goes with a dialog box where it goes with a message like example, are you sure? And with the two buttons, OK, cancel. Two buttons, OK, cancel. So when you click on OK, it returns true. And when you click on cancel, it returns false. Then one more we are having prompt. This is used to accept user input. We can accept the user input using prompt. It goes with a dialog box. It goes with a dialog box with a message to the user, like example, enter your name with the two buttons, OK, cancel, and a text field. It goes with a text field where user can fill the value in the text field. And two buttons, OK, cancel. Right? Now, Let us understand this with the example code. Create a new text file, save it, dialog.html. Now here let us go with alert initially, alert, hello. Now see, when we open in browser, we get see the message hello with OK button. Only one button will be there. Information to the user. Then let us keep the code in comment similar to Java / single line comment. Then confirm. Confirm. Are you sure? Now see, when we reload your page, we get the message, are you sure, with two buttons, OK, cancel. When you click on OK, it returns true. When you click on cancel, it returns false. How to know what you clicked is, you can go with a variable, let flag equal to confirm. Now check here, if flag equal to true, flag equal to true, that means you clicked on OK. So go with the message, document.write, clicked on OK, else. Can say document.write, click on cancel. This if condition syntax is similar to Java syntax. If condition, while loop, for loop, all these are similar to Java syntax. Now see, when we reload, when you click on OK, it's saying see clicked on OK. If you reload again, if you click on cancel, it says clicked on cancel. Keep the code in comments. Now, next one we are having let name equal to prompt. Prompt, enter your name. What are the name we enter in the text field that will come and store into name variable. So let us print that value of variable. Name equal to the value of name. When you reload this, so it will ask for the name, fill the data in this text field. So what are the name we enter? If you click on OK, that name will be displayed on the browser here. Right? Clear all of you? How to use this dialog boxes? So how to go with this dialog boxes here? So one is alert. Alert is for what? To simply to display a message onto the browser. Confirm. Confirm is for what? Like this. Confirm will go with a message dialog box with the two buttons. OK, cancel. When you click on OK, it returns true. When you click on cancel, it returns false. Then prompt is used to accept the user input. Prompt is for what purpose? To accept the user input. What are the value we fill in text field, that will come and store into name. And whenever you want to display some message onto the screen, we use document.write. Now, now let us move to the next one. Functions. Creating. What is a function is? A function is similar to method concept of Java. A function is a subprogram which is used to do a specific task. A specific task. And the syntax of creating function here is, we use a keyword function and we go with the function name. Function name, and open and close curly braces. Here we go with the code here. We write the code in between the function. Let us understand this with the program. Function example.html. Open Visual Studio Code. Create a new HTML file. Function example.html. head section script. Here, whenever you want to create function, we use the keyword function and the name of the function. Then here we go with the alert message will say, I am a function. Just going with a message, I am a function. So this we are defining function. How to invoke function, how to call the function, you can see like this, my function end with semicolon. So when you end with semicolon, this function will get invoked. Now see, when we open in browser, see the function is getting invoked here. Now understand carefully. I want to invoke this function when I do some event only. When I do some event only, we want to invoke the function. So what do you mean by event? When you click on submit button, then only I want to invoke the function. Then how to write that code is, let us go with the body section. In this body, create a button, input type equal to button, value equal to click me. Value on the button is click me. On click is we call event. On click means when you click on this we call event. Now I want to invoke the function. When you click on the button only, the function we want to invoke here. Now see, when we reload the page, we are getting a button click me. When you click on this button, then only the function will get invoked here. Then only the function will get invoked. Okay. So this only we call dynamic applications. So during runtime, user can interact, click on some buttons, fill the forms, send the data for processing. All these things we can manage using JavaScript. Clear up to here? Any questions? No. Let us go with one more example here. Write a program to accept two numbers using prompt. Write a program to accept two numbers using prompt. Right? There. And find the sum of these two numbers. We want to accept two numbers from user using prompt and find the sum of it. A simple code, sum.html. Sum.html. Now let us accept the numbers. Let n1 equal to prompt. Enter number 1. Let n2 equal to prompt. Enter number 2. And what are the values we accepted? Now we want to find sum. Let sum equal to n1 plus n2. Then display the value of sum here. Sum equal to the value of sum. See now when we open in browser, it will ask for number 1, I am saying 20. It will ask for number 2, we'll say some 30. 20 plus 30 should be 50. See the result what we are getting? 20, 30 we are getting. Because the value what we accept using prompt, N1C what data types is string type. N1 is string type, N2 also string type, and sum also will be string type. So it is joining the strings here. Plus symbol is to join the strings. So concatenation it is doing. That's the reason we are getting here 10, 20. But what I want to do, I want to take the value of this value and I want to convert into number type so that I can process it. So how to convert into number type is using a function parseInt. Using what function? ParseInt. So the main objective of this program is to understand about parseInt. Right? Now say that N1 data type is number type, N2 also number type, then sum also will become number type. Now see, when we refresh, go with the values 20 and 30. Now see the result we get 50. 20 plus 30, 50. Right? Now let us go with one more important code here. One more good application. Create a HTML form which accepts marks in 3 subjects. Going to accept what? Marks in 3 subjects. Create a JavaScript function. Create a JavaScript function which reads the marks from HTML form and displays the total marks. So we'll read the marks and we want to find the total marks. That's the main concept here. Let us go with the program total.html. I'm saving it as total.html. Here we go with the script tag. Now let us create a function calculate total. Calculate total. So let us write the code inside function later. Now coming to body section, we'll create a form here. So what we are going to accept here? Enter mark 1, input type equal to text, name equal to mark 1. The names are important to accept to read the data from your text field. So in order to read the data from this text field, the value what we have entered, we read the data using names. Similarly, enter mark 2, input type equal to text, name equal to mark 2. Enter mark 3, input type equal to text, name equal to mark 3. And total marks. Total marks, input type equal to text, name equal to total, and we'll say read only. Read only means we cannot fill the value in this text field. User cannot type the value in this text field. Then one submit button. Input type equal to button, value equal to calculate total. On click. When you click on this button, now we want to invoke the function calculate total. So when you click on this button calculate total, then we want to invoke this function calculate total. In this calculate total, what we should do? We should read these 3 marks, find the total marks and keep the total marks in this total text field. Then how to read this form data into your function? So to read this form data into the function, we have to give the name to the form also. We have to give the name to the form. I'm giving it as F1. Now see how to read form data. Let mark1 equal to document dot F1 dot mark1 dot value. This is the way to read the form data. Document dot F1 will go to form. Mark1 means this text field dot value. So the value what we enter in text field will come and store into mark1. The values whatever we read from text field, it's of type string. So convert into integer number type like this %. Now go with let mark2 equal to % document dot F1 dot mark2 dot value. Let mark3 equal to % document dot F1 dot mark3 dot value. Now find total. Let total equal to mark1 plus mark2 plus mark3. Now the value what we get in total, that I want to place it in this total text field. How to place? Document dot F1 dot total dot value equal to your total value. That's it. See, open in browser. So it's going with the form, fill the data, 55, mark 1, 66 and 77. In total marks, if you try to type fill the data, it won't come because it's read only. Now when you click on calculate total, the total marks will be displayed in the total text field. So this type of applications only we call dynamic applications, where the user can interact with the application. We can even do some processing, some calculations. All these things we can manage by using JavaScript. Clear, all of you? Any questions?
Raj, what is that like F1? Can we change that variable like that?
This
Document
one?
dot F1.
Here anything, it can be anything XYZ. Okay, it's like a variable name. So here if I say XYZ, here F1 should be XYZ. Got it? It's a
Okay.
form name. It's a form name. Okay. Any
Okay.
name we can use. It's like a variable name.
Okay. To access the name, whatever we give it in the name, uh,
Hmm.
in the input tag, to access those variables in the form tag, we'll create a generic one like that F1 for mark 1, mark 2, mark
Right.
3.
Right. That's it. These are our own names. It's like variable names. Any name we can use. What are the names we use? Using that names only we can read the form data. So to read form data, we have to give name to the form. We have to give the name to the form field also. We are giving the names to the form field. So in order to enter into the name to the form field, we access through form name. Got it?
Yeah.
Right? First we go to document, means this is our document. Complete HTML file is document. We go to this form referring to this name. We go to this text field referring to the name. Then dot value will take the value of that field. Got it?
Yeah. And if we do like document dot mark 1 dot value directly, if we try to access.
No, it won't go. It won't go. We have to enter into form first.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it, Raj.
Okay. So to refer to a particular field, we are having something like a document object model that we discuss. We can even go to the respective fields also. Okay, that is also possible. Okay. Right. The next one, external JavaScript. Up to now, what are the codes we have written? They are internal. Internal means this script code is used only within the same HTML file. Outside, I cannot use this script code. Now, I want to use my script code outside, means some other HTML file should be able to access our code. Then we go with external JavaScript. So you can see external JavaScript is code is used in other HTML files. Let us understand using the programs myscript.js. The extension what we give for external JavaScript code is .js. Then external js.html. So remember, uh, refer above programs in the recording. I cannot attach these files. We have to follow it in the recording. Okay. Let us create these files. myscript.js. The extension what we give for external JavaScript file is .js. Here we go with only some set of functions. And just to create some functions here, where we go with alert message. I am external JavaScript function. Like that, how many functions we want to create, we can create. Now create external js.html. External js.html. Now figure HTML text section. How to include how to include external JavaScript is we have to use the same script. We have to say src equal to, we have to use attribute src equal to myscript.js. myscript.js. So when I say script src equal to myscript.js, this complete script code will get included in between this script tag. Then as usual code, input type equal to button, value equal to click me, on click we call the function my function. So this my function is present where in this myscript.js. Now see, when we open in browser, when you click on this button, it saying see I'm external JavaScript function, right? Now let us move to the next topic, and this is very, very important. Document object model. What we call document object model. The use of document object model is it is used to replace the, it is used to change the content of selected HTML elements. It is used to replace the existing content of the selected HTML elements with the new content. With the new content. So you can select a HTML element and I can replace that selected HTML content with the new content. We can replace the existing content with new content during runtime. Now let us understand this with the programs. DOM1.html and DOM2.html. DOM1.html. And let us create a function change. I'm creating a function change. In the body tag, let us create one paragraph and I'll say welcome to HTML and one button on click will call the function change. So when you click on this button change, it is going to invoke which function? Change function. The objective is when I click on change button, the content in this paragraph should get updated. I want to change the content of this paragraph element. Means during runtime I can go to any HTML element and I can change the content. That is possible using document object model. Then, how to write that code is simple. We have to give the ID to this element. So for this paragraph, I want to refer to this paragraph using this ID p1. Now in the change function, say here, let p1 equal to document dot get element by ID. What is the ID name? p1. So when you say here document dot get element by ID p1, it is referred to this ID p1. So this p1 is pointing to this p element now. Now say p1 dot inner HTML equal to h3. Welcome to JavaScript. I want to go in h3. So this content p1 dot inner HTML. What is p1 dot inner HTML? This content will be replaced with what? This new content. It will be replaced with this new content. See here, when we open in browser, so we are having the content welcome to HTML. Now during runtime, when I click on change, see the content is getting updated with our new content. So during runtime, when you want to go to specific HTML element and change the content of that element, then we make use of what? Document object model. Clear all of you? What is this document object model? Right? You might have even seen one more thing like accept terms and conditions. So when you accept terms and conditions, then only the button will be enabled. it will make you to proceed further, right? So let us see that example now, how to go with accept terms and conditions. DOM2, here let us create a function accept terms and conditions. In the body section, let us create one checkbox, input type equal to checkbox, input type equal to checkbox, id equal to c1, id equal to c1. On click, call the function accept terms and conditions. We are creating a checkbox and I'm going with the id to the checkbox c1, and when I make a check mark, it is going to invoke accept terms and conditions. So we'll go with the label accept terms and conditions. Create a button. Initially the button is disabled. Initially the button is disabled, and we go with the id b1. We'll say submit. Here, let me run up to here. So we are having a checkbox accept terms and conditions. When you make a check mark here, then only the button should get enabled. If I uncheck, should be disabled. That's a task here. Okay. How to write that code is in accept terms and conditions. So here, let c1 equal to document dot get element by id c1. So when you see here document dot get element by id c1, you are referring to this checkbox. So c1 is referring to this checkbox. Now check here, and one more, let b1 equal to document dot get element by id b1. So this b1 is referring to this button now. It is button. So by default it is disabled. Now check here. If c1 dot check it, what is c1 dot check it here? If you make a check mark, if you make a check mark to this checkbox, so this condition will be true. If c1 dot check it, then what I should do? I should remove this disabled attribute. How to remove that? b1 dot remove attribute disabled. That remove this attribute disabled. If it is unchecked, else, then we have to say b1 dot set attribute disabled with a value true. So we are making disabled as what here? True. By default it will be true here. So even you are writing or not writing, it will come here. Okay. So you can even make it removed also. Just you can say disabled also. Okay. So what you are doing, if you make a check mark, we are removing this attribute disabled. If you uncheck, if the checkbox is unchecked, again we are creating an attribute disabled and we are making the value as true here. Now see, when we refresh your page, now if you make a check mark, the submit button is getting enabled. See now, now it is enabled. If you uncheck it, it is disabled. See here, enabled, disabled. Okay. So this type of code we write using JavaScript only, and for that we make use of what? Document object model. Clear all of you? Any questions? Right? So very important one, please practice this. And we are having one more use of JavaScript. What is that? We can do client-side validations. So to do that client-side validations, that I'm going to discuss in servlets. So tomorrow we are going to enter into the next part of our course, advanced Java, that is Java EE, where I'm going to start off with servlets. Right? Thank you all.